You said this will be the biggest fight ever in boxing history. Why should everyone tune in for this bout in September?
Oh, it's going to be bombs away. I mean, look at their records. Look at their fighting style. Everybody knows it. Stephen A. Smith knows it. Max Kellerman knows it. I mean, this is the fight that everybody wanted to see, and now I made it happen. So there's no excuse whatsoever. I mean, this fight here will be the biggest fight, the best fight that people can watch.
Oscar, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. You promised me you were going to deliver. Major, major props to you. You kept your word, my man. I know how much noise has been made about the pressure being brought to bear to make this fight happen. I want to know how much pressure were you feeling from the public and were you feeling from Canelo himself to make this fight? Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, look, it's only been about a year and a half since people were talking about this fight. I didn't wait no 6 or 7 years to make this fight happen. There was a lot of pressure from the fans. They were, speaking their voice, but I had a plan. And look, now that Canelo got a feel of the weight class at 164 pounds, look, September was always the target date, and it's finally here. And I can't wait. It's going to be a huge event.
Triple G and Canelo have sparred in the past, and Dougie Fisher, as a matter of fact, blogged about it afterward. Has Canelo ever mentioned that to you, Oscar, his sparring experience with Triple G?
He did, actually. He used to spar with him, I believe, when he was 21, 22 years old. And the experience he had was a great one. Canelo's a fast fighter. Canelo's a fighter who he says he has a lot of cojones, and so I believe what it's going to take is for Canelo to go in there and press the action and use his speed and use his defense. He has some great defense. I mean, even if he stays in the ropes, he has great defense. And Canelo's a fighter who doesn't back down, and he's only getting better. He's getting faster. He's getting stronger. Both guys are at their perfect moment, prime time, and it's going to be a great fight. I mean, I can see this fight taking place, shaping out like Thomas Hearns versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Oscar, we might have to take a little road trip there. First Take, where is the fight going to be located? Because we've heard some different rumors.
Well, that's exactly what I'm working on now. I have calls into everybody. I mean, as you can imagine, everybody wants to fight. Here in Los Angeles, Dallas, Texas, with my friend Jerry Jones. Obviously, Las Vegas, New York has already called. So there's several places that people wanted, and it's a matter of just placing all these calls, and we'll see where this fight fits in perfectly, because I do want to have the general public experiencing this big event, maybe having 100,000 people there. I do want Las Vegas people to fly in from all over the world and experiencing Las Vegas. So it's going to be a difficult decision to make, but ultimately I'm sure that the decision I make has to make sense for the boxing public.
Oscar, I want details. What's the catch weight, if there's going to be one? I mean, has there been rules in terms of what size gloves dudes? I don't want any excuses from any of these dudes. I want to know what the weight is going to be. I want to know what size gloves they're going to wear. I mean, have you had to work out those details? Have those things been an issue like it was for Floyd versus Pacquiao, for crying out loud?
My man, let's just say this is a real, true middleweight fight at 160 pounds. Both guys will fight in 10-ounce gloves. There's no rehydration weight class clause and all this BS and this and that. It's a true middleweight fight at 160 pounds, and that's it.
Oscar, in your own career, you lost some fights because you fought everyone. As soon as you got control of your own career, you fought everyone and lost some fights. Canelo has a loss because he already fought Floyd Mayweather when he was 22 years old. Triple G is undefeated. Do you think Canelo going in has an advantage because he's tasted defeat, or does Triple G, who's never tasted defeat, have that advantage?
Well, I think a lot of times you have to taste defeat once or twice to grow as a fighter, especially when you're facing the best guys at their prime, when you're facing the toughest challenges that they put in front of you. You're gonna lose. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And Canelo has tasted defeats from the best fighter here in our generation with Floyd Mayweather. He's learned, he's grown as a fighter. He's just getting better. As you can see, Max, is that every single fight, Canelo's growing as a fighter. And Golovkin, he's a tough guy. He's a guy who can take the punch and who can give you the punch. But other than that, what do you have? I think this fight here is going to be very interesting. I think a lot of people are counting out Canelo already. I mean, the odds are in favor of Triple G already. So people are counting him out, Canelo. So
by the way,
I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I was actually very surprised that I did so well against Floyd later on in my career. But anyway, look, even Floyd. I mean, look. After this fight with Canelo and Golovkin, I mean, forget about the notorious one,
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Forget about a fighter who has zero experience, who has zero fights, who has a zero amateur experience. Forget about that. Mayweather's better than that. Mayweather, look, if you want to fight and have a rematch against a Canelo or a fight against Golovkin, go after them. After Canelo and Golovkin fight, go after the winner.